Now we've just re-aquascaped this aquarium, and what I've tried to do is create contact points and then nice big ravines so you can get a gravel cleaner in there and get good water flow in there. I've also tried to level all the rocks out so then you've got more places to put the corals. It's important that corals that are similar are sort of put near each other so they're less likely to sting each other. Now we've also put polyfilter in the filter because whenever you do anything major like this, it's really important that all the gases that are released out of the back of the tank don't kill your fish. So I put the polyfilter down here in that layer there, and it's already black. After a big clean like this, it's important that the pre-filters are cleaned very regularly because they'll get super dirty. Also next week I'd pull all those marine pure out and give that a clean, because that'll all get super dirty after this big clean too. Giving any impellers inside the pumps a good clean is a good idea. And the skimmer is going to go nuts at the moment because of all of the nutrients which will have been stirred up. So trying to make sure the skimmer is cleaned very regularly at this stage is super important. And then doing a full set of water tests in the next day or so would also be quite important, because once again, when you're disturbing the back of the reef, you're releasing all sorts of stuff out of the reef. So doing a full set of checks is a really important idea. The other thing is, whenever I'm doing anything major like this, I'll tend to make sure the salinity is on the low side, because something like this can be very stressful on the immune system of the fish. So having the salinity slightly lower is going to help the fish, but you don't want to leave it low in the next few days. You want to slowly raise the salinity because the corals won't appreciate the lower salinity. We have also dosed the tank with some Vogel, so that's a great way of aiding the immune system of the fish as well. So because this tank was super dirty, I'd recommend doing another spring clean in about 6 months. And doing a spring clean once a year is a really good idea, because the sheer amount of crap that comes out in the back of the reef is absolutely phenomenal. The other thing that a spring clean does too is give you a chance to put it all back differently, so that totally creates new surface area for new corals. And if you do have dominant corals, don't be afraid to trade them in. And to the fish as well, a big rearrange like this is basically like them getting a whole new life to go and explore. So it's definitely something that stimulates the fish. It also makes you much more likely to watch the tank because it's all just new and different. So anyway, this will take a bit of time to settle down and all the corals to reopen again. And then it should start to look really cool. The other thing was, when you're putting the rocks in, make sure you do a tap test on them, because you want to make sure that wherever you put the rocks is secure enough. Otherwise they tend to just fall over all the time, which can be majorly frustrating if you've gone and whacked on them a bunch of times. Then you're trying to get the rocks in certain angles so they interlink, so they're all nice and tough, they don't fall down. Anyway, tell us what you think. Have you done anything similar to this? And if you've got any tips or experience to keep an eye on, then put a little note on the bottom of this video. And after anything like this, really watch for white spot, because once again, this can be quite stressful on the fish. So white spot is always a concern. And I would not add any more fish to this tank now for a good 6 weeks after a major stressful event like this. But well worth it.